Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode. So in last episode, basically we just made 2 trades and then we simmed the remainder of the season, and we finished outside of the playoffs with a 39, 31, and 12 record, which actually could have made the playoffs if we were in a different division, but we just barely missed the playoffs by 4 points. In other news, though, we did make 2 trades in that episode, acquiring Zach Aston Reese and Adrian Kempe, and we traded away players that we signed actually in the episode before that, which was Jaromir Jagr, and we also traded away Patrick Maroon. So now we're up here in the offseason. We already know all the awards because I announced them last episode, but we do not know where we are drafting this season. I'd assume it's probably going to be like maybe a 12th overall pick or 10th or something like that. Like, it's not going to be that good of a pick yet, but let's see what the draft lottery results are, as well as the retirements, because we have not seen that yet. I don't think we'll have any retirements, considering most of our team is getting pretty young now. Let's send out a scout to Finland, sure, for the rest of the 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm guessing we're drafting like 10th to 11th, and okay, we're drafting 14th. So yeah, we don't even have a top 10 picks, so chances are we're not going to get somebody huge. But there was some elites that were supposed to go in just the first round, so maybe we'll snag up one of those guys at number 14. But otherwise, Detroit has the first overall pick this year, so I don't know who goes first overall normally this season. So Detroit's getting whoever that is. So let's see, any retirements? No retirements for us. How about in the entire league? So Jaromir Jagr, our former player, the one we traded away, decides to hang them up with the Pittsburgh Penguins after losing in the Stanley Cup Finals. 2018 points in 1,875 games. What a beast of a player. And then Ribeiro retires. That's a huge gap in points. Wow. Buchanix, Burrows, Molson, Lupul, Stajan, Umberger, etc. But yeah, so anyways, guys, this episode we're going to try and get the entire offseason done. So it's going to be probably longer than 20 minutes. So if you can't sit still for longer than 20 minutes, I suggest you find something to do while you're listening to this or whatever. Like, if you want to work on your homework meanwhile, you could go ahead and do that. But anyways, yeah, so that is the retirements for this second season. Trading block, do we want to put anybody on the trading block? No, I don't think so. I'll leave it for now. Okay, so we have the 14th pick, I think I just said. Let's quickly check the trading block and see what is available before we actually hop into the draft. So like I said, this episode might be a bit longer than most episodes, just because like it's going to be like all the off season probably. Like, I'm going to even do free agency in this, unless it's running really long. So let's see, trade for asset. Let's just see who is on the block. So browse trading block. I don't think there's probably that much. It's probably similar to what it's always been. Wait, how was Friedrich so far? Okay. Yeah, at the moment it's still, there is some good young guys, but I don't know if I really want to trade for any of these guys. Borgstrom, Volkovsky. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much at the moment, so we might not make even any trades for a while. I don't know why Eli Tovolin's on the block. That makes no sense. I guess a lot of my unsigned guys that I actually made, though, that aren't actually in the game, they don't seem to be growing that well, some of them. So some of them are going to be like late bloomers going into the NHL, so whatever. And yeah, so yeah, there's nothing on the block really that I want to go after at the moment, so we'll just leave it for now, and we will just get into the draft and see what we could snag up at the 14th overall pick. Like I said, there is supposed to be some, like, I pinned a couple exact elites that are supposed to go in later rounds and in the first round, so maybe we'll be able to get one of those guys. Okay, so let's just view the draft class again. see where those guys that I pinned are supposed to go. Why is this being so slow? It says no data. There you go. Okay, so where's some of the guys that I had pinned? Still probably first round for that one guy, but hopefully he's a medium elite. Yeah, this is going so slow. There you go. Okay, so that Fritz guy, I know he's an elite player. He's actually supposed to go first/second round, so we should be able to snag him up at least. It looks like he's a pretty good shooter already and stuff like that, so he could be a pretty good steal. Poye is exact elite, and he's 4th or 5th round, so we could probably snag him up around there as well. And then there's also Novoseltsev. Like, I might take Novoseltsev over Poye if I have the chance, because Novoseltsev is a playmaker and Poye is a two-way forward. So we'll see how it goes. Let's just get started with the draft. So the first overall pick this year's draft is Jay Garvin to Detroit, a defenseman. Let's send him to our pick. So we're getting offered Mikkel Bodker. No, thank you. A 4th round pick for Geeky. Geeky's low top 9. I don't know. We move up and then we have a better chance of getting that other elite guy. You know what? I'm gonna do this trade because Geeky I don't think has been growing at all. And then we move out our 5th. We get another 4th. What do we even have actually for picks? Because I know we traded for a couple picks, so we might not need this pick. Let's see, skaters matching block, no draft picks. That's what I want to go. So we got our 1st, a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th. So this would give us 2 4ths this year instead of a 5th. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do this trade. Why not move up in the draft? Just watch Geeky somehow grow to being a really good player. Okay, so let's just see any elites go before. Well, there obviously will be some. So Wheel, Goddard, Brent, Bendahan, I don't even know how to pronounce that, Vandermeer, and Garvin are all the elite guys for this year's draft. Well, for the first, like, top few picks. So now let's go to our pick and pick that elite guy that's supposed to go in the late 1st round. He's probably not going to be NHL ready for quite a while, I'd assume, but you never know. He could end up being a really good steal, so yeah, he's not supposed to go still for quite a while, but I don't want to pick any of the other guys because they're all like exact top 9s and whatnot. So yeah, let's go with, what's his name? Rod Fritz from the Seattle Thunderbirds. Left wing, two-way forward. He's going to be an elite player, so let's see, low elite, 61 overall, and that's not bad actually, to be a 61 overall low elite, and he's 18, so he could technically, wait, he's not AHL eligible yet, but he could still technically grow to being like maybe one of those players that we had like in Minnesota that grew really, really quickly, so that is nice. Let's sim to user pick again. We're going to offer back Jordan Stahl. No, thank you. I don't want him. That's why I let him go for such a, well, not a really cheap price, but okay, so we're in the 3rd round now. Let's just check who went after us just to make sure we did not miss out on a medium elite. We probably did, I'd assume. High fringe starter and Smirnov. It's interesting. But yeah, it doesn't look like there was much actually after us. There's probably something in the 2nd round, but I'm not going to go through every single draft pick. So let's go with our pick here in the 3rd round now. I don't think there was any medium elites that are supposed to go in this round. Was there exact elites? No. Okay, so we could go technically with anybody here. Bertuzzi, center power forward. Tag Bertuzzi. It's an interesting name. It's from the Guelph Storm. Rudolph Ardemeyer. I don't know what we want to really go with. You know what, actually, I'm just going to go with Bertuzzi. Why not? We need more center prospects. Bottom 6 forward. Wow, that was a horrible pick. Sim to user pick again. Okay, so we have back-to-back 4th round picks now. Oh, wait. Oh, Novoseltsev literally went that early. God damn, we missed out on Novoseltsev, but he was a low elite. So we do not get Novoseltsev, which is a playmaker, but we still get at least that other elite guy, and I don't know if we'll be able to get anything else other than that, really. I guess maybe I should have drafted Novoseltsov last round. Where's the other elite guy? There he is, Poye, 4th/5th round. He looks actually pretty solid as well, but definitely not an NHL ready player. Make a pick. Low elite, 53 overall. Damn. Yeah, I wish I would have gotten Novoseltsov so bad now. And now we have one more pick to make, at least in this 5th round. And I think I might just auto-sim the rest of it and get to the re-sign stage, because that's going to take maybe a bit. Bottom 6 grinder. You know what, that seems kind of interesting. You know, he's a bottom 6 forward, maybe he's a high bottom 6 grinder. But there's actually an unknown goaltender as well. You know what, the unknown goaltender might be good, because we could get a starter, and that could be a trade bait. Oh, it's medium fringe starter. Not a very good draft so far, at least in my opinion, besides the elite guy that we grabbed in the 1st round. So yeah, let's just sim the rest of the draft. Hopefully the computer could steal us something nice. So after Mitch Chesney, we got Howe, and Reese and Antropov. Okay, so let's get on to the re-sign stage now. I don't know if I'm going to sign Ulanov just yet. I might sign him right at the start of the season, just because I want to see where he is overall wise, because 62, he would be like kind of like an AHL backup. So, okay, let's see what we have in the re-sign stage. Okay, go to contracts. I'll probably do this stuff off camera just so it's a lot faster. So, but I'll show you guys anyways who we have to re-sign. So in terms of UFAs, there's Jeff Skinner. Nemeth doesn't have to come back, because obviously we're going to make room for Jake Bean just in case. Kruger will come back maybe, or we'll let him go, because actually, yeah, Nicholas Wall was listed as like a 4th liner, so we might get rid of Kruger this year. Chelios and all those other guys could come back for the AHL. Grubauer, I'm probably going to release just because we need maybe a better backup. AO is definitely going to get a contract, same with Fleury and Teravainen and Kapanen. That's going to take a lot of the money, and then everybody else might be in the AHL. So that's that. And then Nedeljkovic, I hope I don't know if he's going to grow really. Like, I could still trade him at the start of the season if for some reason he hasn't grown much, because maybe we want to put Ulanov in instead. So, how is Ulanov? Yes, he's 62. I don't know yet if he's ready for the AHL, but we'll see by the start of the season. So anyways, guys, I'm going to re-sign everybody that I can, and I'll get back to you guys in a second. Okay, guys, so I offered contracts to all the RFAs pretty much, except for a couple UFAs. So I have not offered Jeff Skinner a contract just yet, because I'm waiting to see first on Aho and stuff like that, considering younger. So let's advance a day and see if we got all those RFAs out of the way. So Teravainen has accepted for 2 years, I think it was. Fleury has signed with us as well. Aho, DiGiuseppe, I'm assuming most of these RFAs would accept, because usually RFAs are always willing to re-sign with you, but it seems like the UFAs sometimes after a while they aren't. Okay, so we got all those guys back, the more important players. Let's just see how much we have in cap space, if we could still get back Jeff Skinner, because maybe I'll sign him to like a 2-year contract, and after this season, if for some reason he's not performing or something like that, we could flip him away, because currently he's our best goal scoring forward. So we'll qualify Brock McGinn for now, and then unsigned I'll leave still the same, I think. Yeah, I'll leave unsigned for now. And yeah, UFAs, like I said, Nemeth is going to go. Kruger is as well going to go, just because we got to make room for our youngsters like Nicholas Wall, like I was saying. And then all these guys for the AHL as well. Got to get contracts. Might as well give them all contracts. Maybe, yeah, I'm not going to give these guys contracts, these 70s. They're not going to be anything. And then Jeff Skinner, what does he want? Holy shit, 7 years at $6 million. Now, I'm not willing to give him 7 years, not even really close to that, like I was saying. I could give him 3 years and then give him 2 years to kind of play with us, and then if then we could like let him go in his like last year of his contract. So yeah, we'll give him 3 years at 6.150. See if he's okay with that, because I don't really want to sign somebody that long term. Like 7 years is way too long. Like I would sign somebody like Noah Hannafin and stuff like that, but we already have other people like Pesci and stuff like that signed for long-term deals, so I don't really want to sign more players to that long of a contract. So Skinner has accepted that deal, so there you go. That's nice, considering he had like 30-something goals last season. So we got all those players signed. Let's just make sure we don't have any more players to sign, because I don't want to accidentally release somebody that I didn't mean to. I don't think I released Grubauer yet, did I? No, I did not. But Grubauer, you are going. You had a bad season with us, so thank you for your time here, I guess. And we just qualified McGinn. You know what? That's actually pretty cheap. Might as well just bring him in on that price, because he might be a depth guy for us. And Nedeljkovic as well, AHL bound again. Yeah, Nedeljkovic might be just trade bait, because he's almost 24 already. So that should be pretty much everybody, I think. Or that is everybody. So let's advance to free agency, since we should have those guys back. Yep. So now let's see what is available in free agency and what we could go after. I don't know how long this episode has been so far, because like I literally had to stop recording mid recording. It was kind of annoying because my dad got back literally as I was recording, so I had to literally stop my recording, and now I'm just gonna edit this together, I guess. So it might be a bit of a weird one. So there is a lot of good players in free agency. Well, Panarin is 27. The rest of them are... Yeah, there's some good players available. Definitely players that could help us out. So let's just see what we need first, because right now at the moment I don't want to sign anybody like too huge necessarily, because we could still have some good youngsters jumping into the NHL club. So I want to make sure we have enough roster spots. So let's go to our contract situation, see how much in cap space we have as well, because I don't know exactly how much we have. So we have 13 million in cap space, so we could pretty much get anybody. In terms of centers, we only have actually 2 designated centers, but then again, like I said, Teravainen could play center again this year, so we have technically 3 designated centers maybe. But we should probably get a couple more centers. We're good on the left wing core, and then right wingers, we could use some of the left wingers as right wingers. Defensively, we do need one more defenseman, and we do need a backup goaltender. At least I think. Yeah. Centers. Yeah, see, Wall is going to jump into the NHL, so we actually might have enough centers. And we're definitely good on the left wing. And then, yeah, I think it's just maybe one more defenseman unless Jake Bean grows. Yeah, you know, Jake Bean might grow. He might be like a 78. So I think I'm just going to find a backup goaltender and maybe one more right winger. And then if we are missing pieces still at the start of the season, then I will sign somebody else. But I think we need like a second or third line right winger maybe, and a backup for sure. In terms of backups, there is better goaltenders available this year. And look who's there, Robin Leonard, who was there last year. He looks like the best available. Is there any potential goaltenders? No, there's not. Yeah, I think I'm going to go after Leonard this year. I made the mistake of not signing him last year. But actually, Calvin Pickard might be okay. You know what? I'm going to go with Calvin Pickard instead. Watch Leonard somehow have a really good year this year. So we'll give him a little bit more than he wants just so he actually signs with us. So 2.1 for 1 year. And then I was saying right wingers because we have a lot of left wingers. We could always sign one guy. A lot of them seem to be older though, which is the only problem. Brett Connolly's only 27. Depth forward. Soshnikov. You know what? Soshnikov's pretty good. Might as well give Soshnikov a contract. 1 year at 1.9. There you go. And that should be good. That's all I'm going to offer for contract-wise, just because we have a lot of youth still coming up, so I don't want to make up too much, or take too much roster spots from them. So let's sum up to next season and see what our lines look like. Okay guys, so we have a bit of a problem here. So here is our lines. As you can see, Nicholas Waugh, Louis Reinen, and Gauthier all made the NHL team this year. They're all listed as fourth liners, but our only problem here with that forward core is these guys are all depth guys, and I know Aston Reese will get pissed off with this ice time, and probably Soshnikov. So I don't know if we should probably flip one of them for a depth defenseman. We could do that in next episode or something like that. And then Brock McGinn as well probably will get pissed off with ice time. So we might have to trade one of them for a depth forward, and then for a depth defenseman or something as well, because I could see those guys getting pissed off, and that might hurt our team's chances. But otherwise, our lines look pretty nice. Our center core looks pretty strong. Logan Brown's still listed as a third line scoring forward, hence why I have him there. But yeah, our team looks really good on paper. And then defensively, we look even stronger. As you can see, Falk and Hannafin both 88s, and then Slavin and Fleury both 84s. Pessy's still only an 81 just because we haven't been giving him as much ice time, so we might have to flip him by the end of this offseason or something, this upcoming offseason. And then Jake Bean's actually listed as a depth defenseman, so I'm going to leave him as a top 6 defenseman already. And then in terms of goaltending, Mrazek and Pickard. Now our only problem as well in terms of goaltending actually is that Alex Nedeljkovic is actually listed as a backup. So the thing is, do we trade away Pickard that we just signed, or do we trade away Nedeljkovic and then make room for Ulanov, who could be maybe an AHL goaltender for us, and then LaFontaine could be the starter or something instead. So let me know all that sort of stuff, guys. Other than that, though, this is what the AHL lines look like. So that we have a lot of good growth coming. So McCowan could be even a depth guy in the NHL for us right now. So we have to technically move somebody out, I think, for sure, before we actually start up the season. And now also one thing I wanted to check was how did Ulanov grow in the offseason? Because if he grew, we will sign him to a contract, and then he could be probably the AHL backup, and then we might have to trade away Nedeljkovic or bring up Nedeljkovic and trade away Pickard. So we need to go to progress reports. I guess we could go there. I wonder how Ulanov grew. Let's go goaltenders. So Ulanov is a 64. So actually, yeah, we'll just leave him unsigned for this entire season, I think. We might still use Nedeljkovic as an AHL starter this season, but right now we don't really need anything else. In terms of other growth, do we get any good progress from anybody that's unsigned? Got Bobby's 64. Fritz, that guy, low elite, 61. I could technically still give him a contract. And Tag Pertuzzi, 53. Okay, Poye is a 53 still. So I think that's almost all we want to do. So yeah, basically, guys, for next episode, since I'm probably just rambling on right now, we do need to trade away probably a couple of our guys that are scratched right now. So Aston Reese probably should go. Soshnikov probably should go, or we could leave him as a depth guy and then trade away McGinn. And we need to find a depth defenseman probably, or we could just call up McCowan. And then we also need to figure out what we want to do with Nedeljkovic. Do we want to call him up and get rid of Pickard, or do we want to maybe just leave Nedeljkovic down in the minors for another year? So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.